This is part 1 of my 3-part series of laptops, trying to help you select the right laptop without making you a PhD in laptops. The biggest challenge most people have is either they pay too much for a laptop with configuration they don't need, or they buy a laptop that will need to be upgraded within the next 18 months. Let me help you make an informed choice on the right one for you. Let's get started. I've identified broadly 6 levels of laptop users. As you move from level 1 to level 6, the configuration and price both go up. You should not only plan for your current usage, but also think about what level of usage you will be at in the next 2 to 3 years. If more than 30% of your activities over the next 2 to 3 years will fall into the next levels, you should consider leveling up. For example, if you're a student today, doing mostly browsing and assignments, but you aspire to learn video editing or game development over the next 2 years, skip level 2 and go straight to level 4 or 5. Otherwise, you will need to change your laptop again in 2 years. After analyzing 150 plus laptops available in the market today, I can say that for level 1, you could even go with a tablet with a keyboard and mouse for more flexibility, and for levels 5 and 6, if you want more power on a limited budget, you should go for a desktop PC instead. Today, we will focus on levels 1 and 2. If you want the best laptop for gaming or editing or coding, watch my part 2 or part 3 videos which I have linked in the description. Now, before we get into my recommendations, let me give you some guidance on where you can potentially compromise if you have budget constraints and where you should absolutely not. Let's start with where you should absolutely not compromise. Don't compromise on the CPU and the RAM. This will define how long you can use your laptop. If you're in levels 4 and above, don't compromise on the GPU and the cooling performance. This will affect your experience of using the laptop for intensive tasks. Intensive workloads need good thermal management or the laptop will throttle. If you're short on budget, you can potentially compromise on the storage. But do not go for HDD type storage. Always go with the SSD. External SSDs are easy to use, but not cheap right now due to the macroeconomic situation, but are definitely an option. If you're not a creative, that is, you're in level 4 or you don't use the laptop for video or photo editing, you can compromise on the display for non-creative use. You can always upgrade to an external monitor later on when you need it. This video will focus on levels 1 and 2, that is, laptops for everyday use and business productivity and for students. You are a level 1 user if you're using your laptop for general browsing, email, video calls, basic office work like Tally or Soho. You don't use heavy files, you don't do creative work like editing photos or videos, and you don't do gaming. You can also consider a tablet with an extra keyboard and mouse attached for this level. So at this level, we can optimize on cost. We look for essential performance, that is the Intel, AMD, Snapdragon processors that you see on the screen with a power class of U or V, which balances both power and battery. You need a minimum VRAM of 8 GB, which is good enough, but I recommend a 16 GB or an expandable RAM. A minimum storage of 128 GB SSD is good enough, and you can expand when required. You're a level 2 user if you're a student, a remote worker, a business professional, or anyone whose primary use is multitasking across browsers, across productivity apps, video calls, and light creative work. Here, the priority should be battery life and portability. That is how easily you can carry it around. So to prioritize battery life and portability other than the base CPU, RAM, storage, and GPU configs that you see on the screen, you should prioritize on battery capacity of 60 or 70 watt hours, which will give you 4 to 8 hours of runtime. Good enough for light work. You should aim for a weight of under 1.5 kgs and a display between 13 to 14 inches for ease of portability. So laptop prices have gone up significantly over the last year. What used to be around 40,000 now is touching 50,000 plus. My recommendations will balance price, performance, and long-term value for you. So let's start with the budget segment, which is ideal for level 1. My first recommendation here is the Acer Aspire Lite. Most laptops at this price have a plastic body and an 8 GB RAM. This one has a metal body with 16 GB RAM that is expandable to 32 GB. The Ryzen 3 processor with 4 cores and 8 threads is adequate to handle browsing, documents, video calls, and light multitasking tasks without issues. The catch, the processor is over 5 years old now and it is not actively manufactured. It is used only for basic entry-level laptops these days. So if you only use it lightly, this laptop can last you for a long time. My next recommendation is the ASUS Vivobook 15, which has an Intel i3 Gen 13 processor with 6 cores, 16GB RAM and 512GB storage, adequate for lightweight tasks. Similar laptops at this price only come with an 8GB RAM or AMD processors. The anti-glare display is also comfortable for long indoor sessions. The catch here, its build quality is plastic, but it is more than enough for a level 1 laptop user. Again, in this segment for light usage, I recommend the HP 15 laptop, which has an Intel i3 Gen 13 processor. While this comes with the HP brand name, it only has an 8GB DDR4 RAM. An 8GB RAM can fill up really fast. Let's say you have a browser with a dozen of tabs, Office 365 and a video call running together. Just these can push the RAM to almost 7 to 8GB. So it's a trade-off. You need to decide if you want to go with this trade-off. The RAM can be expanded with an additional cost, of course. If the HP brand name does not matter to you, you should consider either of my first two recommendations. Now, in the mid-range segment, you will get laptops that are more suitable for students, for business professionals and anybody who is doing a lot of multitasking across browsers, running productivity apps like Office 365, is on video calls and does light creative work. Essentially, these are for the level 2 user that I defined earlier. So here my first recommendation is the Lenovo V15 G4 laptop. This has an AMD Ryzen 5 processor with 4 cores. With a 16GB DDR5 RAM, it performs great for everyday productivity that is essential for students and business professionals. Lenovo has a 1-year on-site warranty, which means they will send a technician to your home, unlike the carry-in service by most brands. The catch, the V series build is plastic and service availability in non-tier 1 cities is average. Next is the HP Professional 14 Intel Core 5 laptop. This 14th generation processor with 10 cores handles office workloads quite well. And at 1.4 kgs, this is one of the lightest 14-inch laptops. It has a backlit keyboard and fingerprint reader, generally reserved for business usage and more expensive laptops. The catch, it only has an 8GB RAM, which can be expanded to 32GB at an extra cost. But looking at the cost of memory these days, it would be an expensive upgrade. So while this is enough for light workloads, anything heavier like analytical tools, multiple large spreadsheets or development, this laptop will struggle. Go for my other recommendations instead. Next is the ASUS Vivobook 15. Compared to the budget model that I recommended, this one steps up the processor to Intel Core i5 13th generation, which is a high performance processor. With a 16GB RAM and 512GB SSD storage, this laptop handles heavy multitasking, coding, 1080p video editing and demanding productivity work without any issues. The catch, the body is plasticky and under sustained load, the fans are quite audible because it is an H-series chip in a slim chassis, which generates real heat. My take, if you want performance at this price without paying a premium for build quality, then this is the right choice for you. Next is the Dell Pro 14 laptop. The main reason to consider this over the other laptops is the 3-year warranty. The reason to skip it would be the 8GB RAM, but it can be extended to 32GB at a cost of course. The Core 5 processor with 8GB DDR5 RAM and 512GB SSD and a 1.4 kg weight is suitable for those using a laptop for light work, not very heavy multitasking. So essentially, if you're a level 1 user and you're looking for Dell's reliability, then this laptop is for you. Now, if you are looking for Dell's reliability but want slightly better performance, including RAM, then at about 6,000 rupees higher, you can consider the Dell 15 Vostro 3530 laptop. This has an Intel Core i5 processor, 13th generation with 10 cores, 16GB RAM and a 512GB SSD. Next is the Samsung Galaxy Book 4 laptop. This is one of the few laptops where the build quality feels premium with a fully metal chassis. The Intel Core i5 U series processor with 10 cores along with 16GB RAM and 512GB SSD is great for everyday productivity use for students and business professionals. It has a fingerprint reader and a backlit keyboard, comfortable for daily use. While it is good enough for daily productivity use, it is not good for gaming or creative work, like most laptops in this budget. Next is the Lenovo IdeaPad Slim 3 with 8-core Intel i5 processor with 16GB RAM and 512GB SSD. It has a unique 16:10 screen aspect ratio, which many users find beneficial compared to the standard 16:9 laptop. My take, if you're a student or a business professional who wants a responsive, productivity-focused machine with a great screen format and a 1-year warranty coverage, which also includes accidental damage protection, This is one of the better laptops at this price. Lastly, at slightly higher than 70,000, I recommend the HP Omnibook 5 OLED laptop. Previously, these were sold as the HP Pavilion Plus laptops. This has a unique 2K OLED 16-inch display. It uses a Snapdragon X processor, which means battery life is awesome, almost 14 to 16 hours. The trade-off you will make with the Snapdragon processor is its app compatibility. While major software including Office 365, Chrome and Adobe can run natively on Snapdragon, if you use niche enterprise tools or specific industry plugins, you will see compatibility gaps. Just check for the app compatibility before you purchase this. So if you're in the Apple ecosystem and are looking for a MacBook to pick at this level, you can go with the MacBook Neo, which comes with the A18 Pro chipset, which is generally used in iPhones, particularly the iPhone 16 Pro. This provides more than enough power for web browsing, media consumption and document editing. It is very portable as well, being at only 1.2 kgs with a 13-inch display, and it also claims to have 16 hours of battery backup for video streaming. Even at 50% of that, it's about 9 hours of video streaming, which is great. The only catch is that it comes with an 8GB memory only, which cannot be upgraded. So if you use it for anything more than the basics, it can be frustrating. But for level 1 users, this is a great entry-level option if you're keen on an Apple ecosystem. For students or business professionals, you can level up to a MacBook Air 13-inch or 15-inch based on your preferred portability size. The M5 chip is quite efficient, over 10 hours of battery life on a single charge. It has a fanless design, means silent operations. Liquid Retina display with 100% sRGB means vibrant colors. And 16GB RAM with SSD storage which starts at 512GB means it is well suited for students and business professionals. At the time of making this video, the MacBook Air with the M4 chip is only slightly cheaper compared to the M5. So I would recommend you to just go with the M5. If you found this video useful, share the video and subscribe to become part of the 2 lakh plus community that trusts us with their decision making. Thank you for watching and see you in the next video.